All right, what I wanted to talk about today was where we're going. What's the goal? What's it actually look like, and what's it mean? Okay, so a few weeks ago we did the sure voice, and I always use this one. So anyone gets this, look out. This sure voice, right? And then that's one. We'll change this. That's the other. Okay? Now, with that sure voice, people think that we're confident, clear. It's the way to be. I know what I'm doing in the world. Decisive. I'm the decider. I know I have a plan. We're heading in that great direction, right? And when it doesn't work, we're all quiet. Nobody knows. Notice that? And all of a sudden, the story disappears. Sort of like, I hate to bring this up, but that Coney 2012, it all of a sudden shrivels, and we don't hear much about it. Okay, so that's the sure voice. I'm sure, and then it's gone. Okay, so then as we proceed, we all of a sudden get that sure voice. If something starts to happen, we start to question, and we have a second voice, right? So this is the sure voice, and this is the other voice. And so now we take away what that sure voice was, and now we just have these two voices. And in the two voices, one is a good voice and one is a bad voice, right? And it could be the other way. It could be this way, that our sure voice is the bad voice and the good voice is the one we are. And it could be the other way around, and we're the good voice. Okay, but here we are, these two voices. Now, how many people think they're their bad voice? That's who they really are.
I think that, well, it's...
You're afraid. How many people are afraid they're their bad voice? That's a different, okay. Afraid they're their bad voice. Okay. Lost somebody. Okay. And how many people think that in truth they're their good voice? Okay. So now, in the process of sadhana, who gets rid of, what are we doing? What do we want to do? Get rid of both of them. That's right. You want to get rid of both voices. Whereas a lot of people think, what?
Get rid of the bad voice.
Get rid of that bad voice. Get rid of that bad voice. That mean bad voice. I'm going to get rid of that bad voice. Bam! I've gotten rid of it. Bam! Okay, so now I just have my good voice. My good voice. My sweet voice. My loving voice.
Are you sure you have your good voice?
I have my good voice. I'm sure I have my good voice. And I am a doormat and loving and sweet. And I'm virtuous. And my good voice is my conscience, right? My conscience that tells me, you should do this. Okay, I'm going to do this because it's my good voice. So my good voice, my conscience, correct? Is it my discipliner? The disciplinarian is my good voice. Don't eat that food. Oh, you're right. It's not good for me. I don't want to gain that weight. Oh, I need to exercise and need to get to the gym because I'm my good voice. I'm good. I am so darn good. Now, I don't have a bad voice anymore. My bad voice is gone. Okay? So, at this point, am I realized?
No. Yeah, yeah.
Why?
That's not your true self.
Right. So I'm asking him,
Oh.
why? Why? And what am I realize? What's realized? Is this my true self?
According to you.
According to me, it is.
Okay. And so this is it. This is the final destination?
Yeah.
Is this where you live now? Is anybody living here? Do you live there? No, neither do I. I'm too bad to be good. Okay, do you live there?
I dibble and dabble. I used to.
You used to was your answer. You used to live there.
I used
Still,
to.
you were
Yeah.
so good.
It was a pretty house.
Do you live there?
No.
No. Do you live there?
I have.
Yeah. Yeah. Your answer is yes. Do you live there?
I'm not sure.
Does he live there?
Yeah.
Does she live there?
No.
Does he live there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah. So, is this the end of the line?
No. But yes.
Yes. So intellectually, do you know that this is not the end of the line?
Yeah.
But emotionally, do you believe it's the end of the line?
Yeah.
How many people have believed this to be the end of the line?
At some point in my life.
Okay. And so when you got there, how was the bliss to be bathing in the nature with true nature with God?
Frustrating and angry.
That didn't
Frustrating.
seem like bliss at all.
Yeah, no joy, no bliss.
There's no freedom there. There's no self-care there.
So why would anyone want to do sadhana if this is it? I'm not.
It's easy.
I'm going for the pleasure here.
It's easy.
It's easy?
I mean, in a sense.
I don't think it's easy at all to be good. What do you have to be? You have to be a martyr, victim,
That'd be easier than doing all the hard work to really know yourself.
but you don't know if there's anything. This is the final, right?
And you constantly have to almost lie to yourself because you have to keep being good. So every single opportunity where you maybe want to do something quote unquote that's bad, sticking up for yourself, even if it's in any tiny normal situation, it's totally off the table because you have to be good. So at every single moment, you have to keep up a lie.
Right. So okay. So is your definition of good the same as his?
No.
No. Same as hers? No. Everybody has a different definition. So somebody might say standing up for yourself is good, but somebody else may say it's not good. So then you stand up for yourself because you think it's good because you're realized here, and somebody says, "Oh, you're bad," and no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So we have this. What do we then do? What are we going to do with this? Are you depressed?
Yeah.
When you're your true self, are you depressed?
When I'm there, I am.
Well, this is your true self. Are you depressed?
Yeah.
Who else has been depressed when they've been here? Yeah, you're totally depressed. You're depressed? You're depressed? So, you're depressed? Yeah.
I do that.
When you do this.
I would say so.
Yeah. Wow. This is the answer? This is where we want to go with spiritual practice? No wonder nobody does it. No wonder. So we say that God's nature is pure love, and this is the end of the road. I get this, and then this is it. Depression. Who's self-realized here?
Small self.
Small self. This is small self realization. I am fully my small self. So I'm going to tell a story, and I've told it before, that Baba used to tell, which was when he was by the river one day, and a Brahmin came up to him and said, "Say some prayers with me." And so he goes, "Sure." He said, "Repeat after me." He said, "Sure." And so he goes, "I am a sinner," and wanted Baba to repeat that. And Baba said, "No, I'm not going to repeat that." He said, "Oh, say I'm a sinner. Repeat it. Yeah, you're a sinner." "No, I'm not going to repeat that. I am the self of all." Now, where Baba was, that's where Baba was. It wasn't like, for me, I'm a sinner. I'm going to repeat it. You going to repeat it? You should. You should.
Yeah.
You should. You should. Is everybody here a sinner? Yes.
Yeah.
Is everybody not a sinner? Yes. Okay, so, but Baba said, no, I'm the self of all, because that's where he was. But somebody used that story and would never own dichotomies because I'm the self of all. Now, were they the self of, because of that story? They were saying that they were the self of all. So I'm not gonna own those dichotomies. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I am completely good. I'm not gonna own that bad thing. No, I'm good. I am the self of all. Is this the self of all? No. So your conscience is not your true voice, is it?
No.
It's not your inner voice? No. It's not the true self? No. Your virtuous good voice is not the true self? No. And I can put this all out there, and David, and everything you've read now, and all the theology and everything, would they be in agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not the true self. So the problem with this whole thing is what we were talking about. Here we had the sure voice, we got rid of the sure voice, then we get to these two. But with those two, the belief is that's it. So for everyone who is ever their small self, true self, did you ever witness it? Were you ever aware of that true self? Did you ever have an awareness of that true self? Or were you so in it that you had no idea? Did ever, at the end of the day, before you went to bed, or at some point in the day, did you ever have this sense that this was an object?
For me, it was, at first I didn't, and then when I started practicing with you, all of a sudden it was, oh, I'm making this choice. It was something that and then from there, I was able to pull out of it, and even after seeing it, I think it was really just once, it was, oh, I do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was able to do it from there. And then when it would happen again, at the end of the day, I was able to see, oh yeah, I totally did that.
Okay. How about you? Do you ever witness this?
Yes.
Yes. Do you?
Yeah.
And you're right now in the glory of your self-realization. Can you witness this?
Yeah.
Yeah? You? Do you ever witness this?
No, I do.
Yeah? Did you ever witness it?
I think before I started to study with you, I just didn't know what I knew I wasn't happy. Like I knew I wasn't happy. I knew that there was something not right, but I didn't know how
Did you have some awareness of this?
Yeah, I guess I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Anyone else? Awareness of when they were in their realized self?
I would
Being
say so.
sarcastic, but okay. So, self-realized. The sun or moon? This is the moon. If you really self-realized, are you sun or moon? Sun. Why?
Self-illuminating.
Self-illuminating. Is this self-illuminating?
No.
No. No. No, it's not. It's the moon. It will at times, and the same with the other voice. With the other voice. The bad voice. Though both of them will at times appear to be self-illuminating, right? Sometimes they appear to be subjects. And you're completely in it, and the belief is that we're our authentic voice, right? But there are times when we are not. This is not self-illuminate, right? This becomes an object. So what does this have to be? What is this?
Self.
Yeah, it's just the mind. The mind is the moon. The mind is the moon. So the moon says, oh, it's shining so beautifully tonight. So it looks like it's self-illuminative. But where's it actually getting the light from? Sun.
Well, by definition, it's not real because it's changing. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not.
That's right.
Changing, then it's not real, and it's other, and it's outside.
That's right. That's exactly
things that
right.
are impermanent and change cannot be real.
That's right. So,
Right?
right. So for everyone who believes that their conscience and their good voice is their true voice, they are in fact delusional. Ignorant. Ignorance is taking what's not real to be real. What's impermanent to be permanent. And then what happens as soon as we do that? We then do asmita. We lose subject in that object. So this is who I really am. Then I'm attracted to certain things because of this. I'm repulsed by certain things because of my identity with this. And I am going to cling for dear life to this. Because out of fear of death, I don't want to let this go. So unfortunately, if you do that, you do not want to have a relationship with me. Why?
Because you are not interested in helping our small selves or helping us stay in our small selves.
Right.
Within a matter of seconds, too, you almost peel it like a banana.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I'm not really a nice person here. I don't do this one. I'm this one. And I'm okay with it. It's the whole thing of being able to show the light. Just all I do is take a flashlight and go, oh, oh. So if we're neither of these, then who are we?
we're our true selves.
Which is where?
No.
In the heart. Right here. And how do we get to here and be with our true self?
Refocusing our attention.
You have to go in
You have to
and
go.
exit.
You have to exit this. How many people want to actually exit this?
Yeah. You said how many people want to exit?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Is it working for you? This? No. So now, let's say I don't know what this is. Now, wasn't graced enough to have the experience. I'd rather have nothing than this. And how do I know, if I've never experienced, that I know that this is not it and there's something else? What are some of the ways?
I don't know if maybe this is an exact way, but I think what she said before about like knowing that you're miserable.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that can be a huge motivation, and there has to be something more than this. Even just saying that and like asking like that question.
Right. There's also, absolutely, understand. How many does it say in the Bible that God is depressive and not loving? No. Is there any scripture and saint that says, whether it's Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, the Indian philosophers, any that say that God is not love? Now, saints have gone on the path, right? That's the stories of the saints. They've actually gone and left this and gone to here, right? And they come back and tell us what? They go on the journey and come back and tell us what?
They tell us that there's more. They share their experiences of love.
Of love, not of depression. They don't share their experience of depression and how miserable it is being self-realized. No. This is about love. And that then coming from there. So if you know that, if you believe and trust in other people that have gone that way, then you let go of this, and you really are more willing to let go of even this one, the good one. Let go of it. So right now, let go of it. Let go of it.
When you let it go, what is your relationship to morality then?
Where's morality? Anyways. True morality.
The body, the actual flesh.
That's mortality.
Oh,
Morality. It's in the heart. Because one of the things that I see, Max, is that if I'm coming from this voice and the good voice, and I know that I am good and I'm committed to that, my morality might be, in fact, twisted. I may be a do-gooder that ends up causing harm and hurts other people because I'm not assessing the entire, I can't see the whole thing. I'm just interested in being good. So unwittingly, I am probably going to cause harm. Has anybody ever witnessed that? From people, the unintentional good I was being good, I was being moral, I thought.
It often creates a lot of problems. Almost like the more committed to that you are, the more immoral you.
Right, and I won't be able to see my mistake. I won't be able to see that I am in fact causing harm because I'm unwilling to acknowledge this is gone. I'm not, no, this is gone. It's this.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, it's like, how can you actually discern the right thing to do if you have any attachment in anywhere near the matter?
Right.
Good point.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Thank you. You said it better than I did. Thank you. So, this is not where we're going to get our morality. It comes from here. And the closer we get back to the source, aren't we going to see things clearer?
Mm-hmm.
Aren't we going to see it the way it actually is? So we're going to then be able to discern in a way that actually would be appropriate. That's why over the centuries, people would go to wise people for advice on situations because those people could see a greater picture. They could see the fuller picture. And so they could say, no, you don't want to do this, you want to head in this direction, this will be the right thing for you. So you let go of those, and then you get to this. And how do we let go again? First you let go of those two. Let them go. Just let them go. So, and you then, that attention, I'm not focused there, I'm not enlivening that anymore. So I'm now turning around and I'm going back into the heart. And it's not the physical heart, not the subtle heart, not the causal heart, but the cave, the heart. All the way back. Go in. And there's nothing preventing, at that point, if we've let go of all that, there's nothing preventing us from doing that. And you go in. And what's there? What's there?
Love.
Love.
Joy.
What happened to the depression? What happened to the ugh?
It evaporates.
It evaporates. So then somebody would then come back up and say, I'm in denial. Why are they then saying they're in denial? Because they then grab a hold of it again. So then you let it go, and go back in. It's so sweet. And it's who we really are. It's who we really are. And then we then turn around and enliven our vehicles again from a very different place. And that's where then Max, the discernment would be from a very different place. Let it go. The good voice, the bad voice, let them go. Let them go. Let them go. Go in. Off the grid. There isn't a tradition that doesn't agree with this. Go in. can now speak. And is it different than this guy?
Absolutely.
Different than this guy?
Yeah.
In a big bad way? In a big bad way. So is this the goal of sadhana? Even though it's a pretty one? Is this the goal of sadhana? No. Not at all. Not at all. The sun. Pretty one. Yeah. The sun. And that's our birthright. That's who we really are. In truth. Now, is the small self the sinner? Is it a sinner?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, is the small self God? No. 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 It's shrunken. So all the people that saying we're all one or God, no. Nice idea. It's an idea. It's okay to have an idea, but you have to know it's an idea. And we cannot fool ourselves. And that's why we do dualistic first. Can't do non-dualistic until you know the difference between the small self and the heart. Cannot do non-dual. Because all that we'll do is we'll think that, oh, I'm non-dual. It's one. I got rid of the dualistic dialogue. I am now one voice. No, cannot do that. That's why it's so important to, until you know the difference, and then are constantly discerning, constantly bringing it back, constantly going, oh wow, am I self-illuminative? Or am I, this is an object. Wow. I can perceive it. It cannot be me. I got some work. Okay, going back to the lavatory. And where's the lavatory? In the room where it's quiet and we meditate. We turn in. I'm going to reflect. Lavatory. It's nice and quiet. I don't have a lot of distraction. Lavatory. Oh, there it is. Oh. It's about love. It's about love. It's about love. Questions? Clear? So every time you're your good voice, your conscience. How many people like this voice? I don't even like it. I never liked it. It's always a nag.
A gag.
Okay. It is. Mm. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, I think that voice lacks kindness.
Yes. And it usually does, and it's kind, and it ends up being that bleeding heart.
Yeah.
The bleeding heart.
It's not true.
Yeah, but it lacks true kindness, is what I wanted to say.
The real one.
No, the good goody two shoes.
Yeah.
It lacks real kindness.
Oh, real kindness, yeah. But
It doesn't,
Sorry, I'm sorry for interrupting you.
no, that's okay. That was fun.
I feel like it doesn't really know how to do true kindness, though.
It's an idea. It does an idea. And it wants. So is there a problem with kindness?
From that?
From
Yes.
that?
From this, yes. Why? Remember the whole thing? Selfish and selfless from here is
Because-
always going to be selfish.
It's a twisted kindness.
It's always going to be twisted. It's back to Dante. It's going to be twisted.
It's like
It's not.
I'm doing it for
I'm doing it for me.
right to be kind, to be good.
To be good. To be good. To be kind.
When you reflect on it later, you've hurt yourself and you hurt the other person.
And I've hurt the other person. Absolutely. Whereas from here, selfish and selfless ends up being selfless. And when I'm taking care of myself from here, I'm taking care of everybody.
Everyone around you.
Big point. Big point. Make sense? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.